It was a hot summer day in a bustling city when a passerby, going about his business, happened to notice an injured dog lying in the street. The dog had a large wound on his thigh and was in great pain as he was panting and whimpering softly. Without thinking twice, the passerby took out his phone and called 911, hoping and praying that they would arrive in time to save the poor animal. While they waited for help to arrive, passers-by tried to calm the injured dog by talking quietly to him and offering him small sips of water from a bottle they had in their bag. The dog seemed to understand that the passers-by were trying to help him and did not resist when they gently pressed on the wound, trying to stop the bleeding. It was a heartbreaking scene, and the passerby could not believe that such a thing could happen to such a sweet and innocent creature. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, a team of veterinarians arrived on the scene, ready to do whatever they could to save the injured dog. They carefully lifted the dog onto a stretcher and hurried to the nearest animal hospital, while passers-by followed, still trying to comfort and soothe the wounded animal. As soon as they arrived at the hospital, the veterinarians immediately began to examine the wound. They washed it off, sedated the dog, and began gently stitching up the wound. It was a delicate and lengthy process, but the vets were determined to save the dog's life and worked tirelessly to repair the damage. As the days passed, the dog's condition gradually began to improve. The vets took care of the dog, washing the wound daily to prevent infection and doing everything they could to make the dog more comfortable. They even took turns staying with the dog overnight, making sure she was never left alone and giving her all the love and attention she needed. Despite the initial severity of the injury, the dog quickly recovered. His wound began to heal, and soon he was able to walk and play with the other dogs in the shelter. He was a friendly and affectionate dog, and everyone who met him fell in love with him. He was so grateful to be alive, and it showed in his every movement and gesture. 4 weeks later, the dog was fully recovered and ready to return to the world. The vets were sad to see him go, but they knew he would be in good hands in his new foster family. They said goodbye and hugged the dog one last time before sending him off, knowing that they had truly made a difference in his life. The dog had a scar on his paw that would remind him of the injury for the rest of his life, but it didn't seem to bother him. He was energetic and happy and quickly made friends with his new family and other pets. He was finally able to live the life he deserved, surrounded by love and happiness. As for the passers-by who first encountered the injured dog, they could not believe how much the dog had changed from the moment they first saw him lying in the street to the moment he came out of the shelter healthy and happy. They knew they had changed this dog's life for the better, and it was a feeling they would never forget. They were thankful that they could help, and they knew that this dog would always hold a special place in their hearts. If you want to help animals, you can donate your money to the Rescue Fund. The link to do so can be found in the description below this video. Dear friends, if you liked the video, please like it and subscribe to the channel where you will find many more interesting things.